I am returning the Apple Vision Pro. It was a nice run, it was a nice experience, but it's not for me. It didn't really fit into any of my workflows. I didn't find myself using it as much as I wanted to, and I wasn't really that excited to use it. It was just like a giant screen on my head that I didn't really need. I have an iPhone, I have a Mac, I have an iPad, and to just see those same things reflected in the glass didn't really do much for me. I appreciate the craftsmanship that went into it. I appreciate the tech. I love where Apple is heading with this thing. I just didn't get a lot of use out of it. So I'm returning it. Let's pack it back up, starting with the pillow, which is the easiest thing to pack, this pillowcase. The tricky part is going to figure out how to pack everything else up, how I had it before. I don't 100% remember, but let's see. Give it a nice wipe down. And that's one thing about the Apple Vision Pro. They definitely collected fingerprints like, whew, crazy. All right, so let's put this, how this goes back in the box of the video, because does this go at the top? This can't go at the top. Maybe this goes at the top. Okay, cool. And this. All right, and finally got everything back in the box, ready to go back to Apple. So I'm gonna load these into my SUV, my production vehicle, the Honda Element. I just love how spacious it is. I am driving, believe it or not, my dream car, which is a Honda Element, specifically the 2008 Honda Element, which I love for a number of reasons. One is just how versatile it is, especially for me as a filmmaker and working in production and needing a lot of space in my vehicle. I love that the seats fold up to the side. So you're essentially creating like a throughway, a clear throughway in the vehicle. Lots of headroom, just lots of space just overall. And I love that there's a moonroof in the back, and later on I'm going to build out like a small production office back there with a desk, laptop, monitor, the whole shebang, and a printer. I have the printer already, I have the monitor, I have the laptop. I have the desk for the most part. I just need to figure out how I'm going to orientate everything. I just really love this vehicle, and it's strange because before this I had the BMW 550i. I had that for a little bit over 3 years. Very sleek, sexy car, powerful, lots of speed, very eye-catching. It was a great vehicle. Expensive, but that's besides the point. One of my biggest issues with that vehicle was that we had so many tire issues. And you know, being in New York, you know the streets are trash. We went through about like 9 tires with that car, which is crazy. So I'm just like, you know what, for all this trouble, it's really not worth to keep it after the lease. I'm more excited about this Honda Element than I was about the BMW M550i. So, I mean, that should tell you everything. So right now I'm filming on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Definitely let me know in the comments how you're feeling about the quality for filmmaking, for vlogging like this, which I'm starting to get into. It makes it super easy to want to vlog. Like if I had to bring my FX3, I just wouldn't even bother. I will say even professional filmmakers, you know, pick up the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, especially if you want to share your journey, share your story. And I have used it on set. I actually have, and I've gotten some great footage. Like if you're filming outdoors, it's perfect. So I'm gonna go to the Apple store not too far from the Barclays Center. I know there's probably 0 parking around there. I'll take a quick spin, and if I don't see any parking, then I'll park the mall parking lot. So I really liked the concept of the Apple Vision Pro, but for the price tag, I just can't justify having that device and not using it for like, you know, 3 to 4 hours every single day. And I was not using it like that. It's not really something that you can pick up and use casually. It's not really something that you can hand off to someone else for them to use, especially since you have to log in and it's set up specific to your profile. It's a hard device to share, and not only because of the limited sort of guest access, but also because, you know, that's a $4,000 item that you're putting in someone's hand every time you let someone else use it. So it's also pretty nerve-wracking. So it kind of like prohibits sharing. So it's like, okay, it's a single person device. And for me, I just wasn't using it that often. I would mainly use it, if at all, for gaming or entertainment. And honestly, I found myself gravitating towards my TV to watch stuff like I normally do, or using the Meta Quest as well. I have that as an option if I ever do want an immersive experience. So this device was really just crazy superfluous, and I won't hold on to something like that if I'm not going to get good use out of it. I'd rather put that 4K towards an M3 laptop, because that, I know that I'll use that every day. I can take that to set. I can get a lot of use out of it. It's much faster for me to just use my phone than to try to touch these keys really slowly. It's not at the stage where it can be integrated easily and effortlessly into my routine and into my workflow. Phone, use effortlessly. iPad, use effortless. Computer, effortless use. This, it was kind of like a struggle fest sometimes to use it and figure things out. And honestly, I ain't got time for that. Making all these videos, editing all these videos, working, going to set, being on set, managing social media for different people, managing different edits for different people. I really didn't have the time that I wanted to just play with it and have fun. And so for that reason, I am returning it. If you haven't been to the Apple store, here, let's take a look at what it looks like. Let's see if I can find someone to give me a hand with this return. Let me see if there's like a counter area. So there's about 10 people in front of me, so I just have to wait. It's a good thing I brought my iPad so I can check my emails and take care of stuff while I wait to be seen. So I'm still here at the Apple store. It's been at least an hour. So apparently there's issues with returning the Apple Vision Pro in the actual system that they have. So like the receipt comes up and everything, but it keeps saying retry on the screen. So I'm just waiting for them to finish troubleshooting that or to sort that out so that I can officially get my receipt. But in the meantime, I am just here charging my iPad and making the most use of this time to check emails and do stuff and whatnot. But it's definitely taking longer than expected, but everyone's been really friendly and professional about the whole thing, so that makes it a bit easier. Now I am just erasing the Apple Vision Pro and signing out so that I can hand this back to Apple. Finally leaving the Apple store, sorted out the return. Again, everyone super friendly and helpful despite the amount of time that it took, but it was a good experience overall. Having the Vision Pros and kind of getting a taste of where we're heading in the future. So exciting, or not, I don't know. But in any event, thanks for rocking with me to return the Apple Vision Pros. I'm really new to vlogging. It's weird seeing myself. I don't really like seeing myself on screen. I prefer to be behind the camera filming. But alas, here I am. If you have any questions about what the process was like, or if you had any specific questions on the Vision Pro in general, I will do my best to answer it based on how I used it. I was talking with one of the Apple employees there, and he said that he purchased the Apple Vision Pro. He's a musician, and he uses his, and he's keeping his. And I was like, all the power to you, mister. But we had a nice little conversation about it and what it's like to have it. So, you know, it's not for everyone, but it is for some. And if you're getting the use out of it and it makes sense for you, then by all means go for it. But I'd rather put that 3 to 4K into M3 laptop or something else that I know that I'm going to use much more often, pretty much every day. I am the Chef Gal. Thank you for rocking with me, and I will catch you on the flip side.